Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB. Arsenal transferred in versatile right back Takehiro Tomiyasu from Bologna, and I've heard some concern over his soft tissue injury past. On the surface, I can understand why, but as you know, I ain't about that surface life, so let's dig deeper. His first hamstring injury occurred to the biceps femoris muscle, which is the most commonly injured muscle in the hamstring group, back in early October 2019, and it was a grade 2 tear that kept him out for over a month. He was able to then get through the rest of the season up until the restart without another injury, and then on the tail end of the restart, he suffered another hamstring injury, which kept him out for the final 3 games of Bologna's season. I'm unsure if this was a re-injury because there weren't as many details provided. Also, the 40 days here may not be indicative of the severity of the injury because, as I said, there were only 3 games left. So that 40-day layoff may just be the gap between when he had the injury and when he returned from his off season. Heading into the 2020-21 season, he was injury-free until February, where he picked up a calf problem, and then he missed a month with what I've understood is another recurrence of that calf injury, which isn't unexpected because calf injuries can be quite sensitive and they come under high demands and load during football. He picked up some knee issues during the Olympic preseason and also had an ankle issue, but they were quite minor from my understanding. Now, the injury history doesn't concern me all that much for multiple reasons. Firstly, there was a significant gap between his hamstring injuries, and that second one came during the restart, which is a period in which many players' training and fitness was impacted by that 3.5 month gap. So it's hard to put too much credence into that. Further, he hasn't picked up any recurrences of that hamstring injury, which is also an excellent sign. The calf injury is a bit more concerning because it does sound like it was a quick re-injury, but you're not going to have any player who is soft tissue injury free. That comes with the territory in playing in elite football, especially when it comes to players who have been through these last 2 seasons where you had that restart, then an unprecedentedly short off season, and then playing a high density of games. We've seen the data, and there's been a significant increase in injuries across all leagues, especially during the second half of the season. So in Takehiro's case, that's not all that surprising. And lastly, we have to take into account that he's only 22 years old, so he's still developing and acclimating to the game, both physically and mentally, and that comes with some variance when it comes to injuries. You often see players who go through some of these injury periods when they're younger, and then as their fitness and as their body develops, they're then able to come through it and have very, very reliable and steady health histories. The key thing for him will be ongoing strength and conditioning to acclimate himself to the increased rigors and demands of the Premier League. But based on what we've heard about his work ethic and his discipline and his professionalism, I don't see that being an issue for him.